So we'll be lowering the music and then having the gameplay sounds so you can actually hear what's going on. I hope you're ready for this. This is the third Scandinavian Arms Open, and we're going to have Norway versus Sweden in the first round. And it's a Min versus Mechanica. Not what I predicted, and that's completely fine. Just change out that picture. And looking at this game right now, we see Grimdeath going with the Coolerang and Funshock, while Razpo is using the Whammer and Ramram. This is actually a really strong pick. I like these picks from both players. You know, Mechanica being one of the slower characters, heavy characters, can really get some damage done. The difficult part is getting that the rush with the Whammer, but he's doing great so far. Grimdeath is trying to keep up with his fast bird, or Funshocks rather, but Razpo is keeping the pressure up. I'm sorry if the sound is strange, guys, by the way. I'll lower it a bit so you don't hear it double. Very quick first round from Razpo here, taking a swift victory over Grimdeath. No changes in arms, both players feeling very confident with their setups. As I said, some players have been practicing just for these tournaments. And we see Grimdeath actually using that rush successfully. 320 damage, which is really good. Now Razpo has his rush available as well, so he could turn things around very quickly if he'd like to. But gets frozen by Grimdeath. Ooh, he can't let him get in there. Okay, Razpo was really close of getting that rush confirmed there. Has Grimdeath in the red now. Grimdeath is doing a lot better than the last round, so if he can get that rush, then he can turn this around and win the round. Oh, but it doesn't look like he will be. Razpo takes the first game over Grimdeath. GG's. All right. See, I have so many overlays. You guys don't even know. And this is actually a lot less for me to do at the same time than it was before. You know, I was actually playing in the tournament while doing all of these things. And let's see. All right. No changes so far in the bracket. If we take a look back at that, still Oliver playing versus Tommaso, and most of the rest of the players just waiting, I guess. And the stage bans are going on right now for Grimdeath and Razpo. Razpo is banning DNA and Scrapyard, so DNA Lab that is. So it's up to Grimdeath to pick the next stage. And as for countries in this tournament, we don't have any Danish players, I just realized. We have two Norwegian players, and the rest is actually Swedish this time around. We usually have Danish, Norwegian, and Swedish players. We've also had one Finnish player once, but this time it's overwhelmingly Swedish. Okay, we're going to Temple Grounds for the next stage. Let me just fix that. Great. We'll see if we can see some arm changes as well. Maybe, maybe not. Or even character changes. No character changes. It's looking like we'll go back to Min versus Mechanica. It seems like both players were sticking to their guns here, choosing the same arms. Razpo, though, changing to a Tri-Blast this time around. I'd say that is a good choice. I mean, Tri-Blast in any case is always a good choice these days. I believe it's like one of the strongest arms in the game right now. Very close. I think, like, you can put Tri-Blast on basically any character and it'll work well. So I'm not going to sound too biased, but I'll be curious to see if there's going to be a patch soon for that arm. Razpo is not keeping the pressure up as the same that he was the last time. Maybe that like light arm is not doing what he's actually wanting to. He gets some pokes here and there, but it's not as overwhelming as it was in the last game. He still has his rush available though, so he can probably finish this if he'd like to. Grimdeath needs to really get that dragon arm, but isn't able to in almost the entire round here. Trying to switch things up, Grimdeath is switching from his arms and going Hydra and Funchuck. Could be a good thing. Now he gets that dragon arm very quickly, but is immediately knocked down, so it doesn't have it for a very long time. That's good. Razpo is not letting him get that dragon arm right now. Oh, this is super difficult because Razpo could use that rush at any moment. Razpo also, of course, switching back to his Ram. Now Grimdeath has to kind of almost use his rush to get some space and distance between them, and he does. 330 damage, is slightly in the health lead, but loses it instantaneously. Razpo is really doing great with his pressure here. Will be able to catch Grimdeath and take the second game. A swift 2-0 from Razpo. The second, one of the two Norwegians staying alive in this tournament, and Grimdeath will be going down to the losers bracket.